We'll get to this box right here in a few days. Some assembly required. No batteries. Oh yeah. Upcoming road trip. My friend Mike. He's got a bee for me. It's a little bitty bee. Whatever they call that. Queen bee. It's a queen bee. All I'm going to say is we're going to have some honey at some point, you know, somehow. Man, it's gonna be hit and miss on that on that beekeeping. You know what I mean? I mean, you're gonna get stung. I mean, that's a given. It's protection mode for the bees, you know. Stay away. It's my honey. I'm just saying. Yeah, we'll get that open right there and see what's in that. It's a Beehive Kit. Got bees are coming. Need a house for them. So, you know, what better way to get a bee house than to order it? You know, just come in the mail. Yeah, you know, if you need a bee house, just get on the phone, you know, punch a couple of buttons right there, and you'll have a bee house. Let's put it together now. Let's see what we got in there. Ordered that. You know, with a little damage on the box there, but I don't see no damage on the content, so let's get that thing out and see what we got to have. Because them bees don't wait on you. You know what I mean? When it time for a bee to move, they gonna move. I don't know nothing about them. I just had a couple of tutorials and, you know, verbal telephone conversation on how to take care of these bees. And so, I mean, I know it's not good enough, but at some point in time, probably possibility that I'll know about bees, you know. But at least I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna start with this right here. And my friend Mike is the one that turned me on this here bee stuff. And most delicious honey you've ever tasted. But I mean, this is all we got in this package right here. It didn't cost very much. It was pretty cheap. I think it figures out cheaper. Oh yeah, we got some paperwork with it too. I'm going to have some equipment. All right. And I noticed several of you has noticed this engine over here. It's that 1920 that we paused. We started to move from the east coast of Arkansas here to Middle Tennessee. And I laid in this gas tank up there at Portland this year. It's a brand spanking new one. And I'm going to put it up in here. That's the reason it's up yonder. But we're going to put a brand spanking new gas tank in there with their appropriate fittings. You know, I'm supposed to be working on that right there, but these bees don't wait on nobody. So, oh yeah. You know, that's some pretty good work. Looks to me like. Come on. Let's get into this. That looks pretty, that's some real nice work right there. That sawing, yeah, that's pretty good. So you know, once we got this kit here, I'll have to build one from scratch, you know. Oh yeah, we got this here stuff too. I probably won't use that. I don't care for that too much. Yeah, I'm not going to use that crap. I'm going to go natural. You know what I mean? I'm not going to use that, whatever that is. I'm just saying. Maybe a good idea to use it, but I'm not going to. Oh yeah, they did that. And that. They had a pretty good saw blade when they made that. Oh, I got one of them things too right there. I think you put a jar in there and feed them bees or something. I don't know. Simple as it is, just a couple of blocks of wood. Actually, they took a hole. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Ain't nothing complicated at all about this. You know, that's just a square stick with a cross piece in it. And that's them things that goes down the side there. Some of them. And I think it's right here now. Let's see, I think this is a 10. Well, I tell you what, these right here are very generic. You know what I mean? It just says beehive frame assembly instructions. There's no size or nothing on it. Boy, that's basic, you know, but it is basic. I don't think you need no instructions to put one of these together. You know what I mean? If everything fails and you just go out there and saw a tree down and a knot hole or something and throw it on its side there and chunk your bee up in there, and then a whole bunch of little bees will come and take care of her. So, but you know, they just used real nice. I haven't seen a knot yet. This is very clear pine wood. I commend them for using good wood. You know what I mean? Not a knot one. That's pretty darn good to completely knot free. You know, I ought to put a link in down there in my description. Right there's a knot. They put the knot right in that handhole right there. That was a wonderful idea. This is a top right here. They already built that. Made a box to ship it in. You turn that upside down, but it's got a plywood in there. Plywood in there, and some real nice clear pine, not a knot one to be seen or found. They did staple it together there with them kind of staples, and they stapled it up there. That's that aluminum stuff right there with the painted finish. And then you know, they just staple it all together. So you know, I guess right now you'd be safe for me to quote me that I own a beehive top. You know, right here I got it. So they won't get wet. Yeah, no. So we got this. Oh, that's a deep frame too, right there. You know, I recognize that with my meager knowledge. And this is a shallow frame right here. There's one. Let's see. It's too deep. Let's see. There's a shallow right there. Boy, that's some nice wood I'm talking about. See right there, something I really don't understand just yet. Well, let's see what that is. Oh yeah, you have to have some sides. That's what it is. You got to have sides. Right here, that's a side. Boy, that's a nice piece of wood right there. Straight, no blemishes whatsoever. I'm impressed with that wood. But you know, as basic woodworking goes, you know, you just fit a tongue and a groove in a tongue and a groove. that's a shallow frame right there. And you have to put these things together, and they hang up in here. Let's pull that a little bit tight. All right. Let's get that nailer out here and get on with this. Well, I put some glue on them there, them things, and I've already got the other one. Finished right there, and this right here is one of them things that, you know, so far, I think it's one of them kind of things. If you tried to improve it, you'd mess it up. You know what I mean? It's good. This right here, I think, is exactly good as it is, needing no nothing else. Even to the point where I don't think it needed any glue, but I put some on there anyway. I don't think it'll suffer in that respect at all. See, I kind of think that right there is good enough to nail her together. Even that's kind of within specs. Well, that's That's them little, that's a 18 gauge. Well, I went there and got the book. This is a Langstroth-hive. So I got the book out to read about it. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Like I say, it's a good product. I recommend it. I guess at least building the thing, at least questions. You know what I mean? It's questions, and also as you putting this thing together, you observe it, and make a decision based on what your idea of good or bad is. And this is good enough. That's all I'm going to say. Whoever made the thing did a lot of work on it, way under more than what the price reflects. But this is, it was all packed in there real neatly. They designed the thing where you could pack it in itself, let's say. And, but, they got pocket screws. I'm going to assume this is the bottom, you know what I mean? Pocket screws holding that together, that's operation in itself right there. And they did on the ends there, they cut it down that way there with that thing, and that fits up in there, fits up in there. There is a couple of knots in this piece of wood here, but it don't bother me at all. And they got that wire on there stapled in there like that with some overhang. Well, I'm assuming the way this thing goes is that's the bottom. I think checking with the book there, the first one to go on that bottom right there is a deep one. This is a deep, and it's better than I expected. You know what I mean? It's much better than I expected. Everything fits, if you line it up back here like that, it comes up here like that, and you come over here, everything fits. I mean, that's just wonderful. And I don't think there's nothing that holds that on there. But it's got them notches cut out like that, and the pins comes out that way, And I did put 2 of them 18 gauge nails, brads on each one, so it's glued and nailed. I was going to take a grinder to it, really slick it up, and I may do that, but it's good as is. The frames, a lot of them, but and it being if we're going to do this, we might as well do it right. They being a groove cut on each end there for them things to fit in. and you see that I didn't put no. And the way that front's made right there, I mean, this is a learning experience for me. But right there's where your bees gets up in there. And they cut that thing come with that was this thing right here come with this. And you know, I have to know some more about this right here. But if you put that up like that, see, you just got a hole there and a little hole right there. Well, you can do it like that, and you just got the one hole there. You do it this way, you got the one hole there. You do it this way, you know, you got the one hole down that way, the one hole up here. And you do it this way, you know, you do it that way. For some reason, you need to use this, I think. I'm not sure why. But it's good. They did this, and it's really good. But the amount of work that went in, that goes into building one of these right here, if you attempt it on your own, you know, just putting a kit together, it amazes of all the operations that someone already did for you in a kit. But this does not mean, this don't mean that you're gonna have bees. You know what I mean? I'm not positive on how that's supposed to be right there. But if that's correct, then it's pretty darn good. And got them hand holds on all four sides, and that just fits right on top there. And you know, filling it all four corners there to see how they line up. Well, there it is. And it's the same story on this one. Look, it's got them things on the end of these things here that fits down in there. It's raining here in Tennessee today. It's a very nice day out there. Thunder. I haven't seen any lightning. You put them, all them goes down in there like that. Hand holds up there like that and all. And then you got this thing right here. It came with it. It's got a handhold in it right there, it looks like. But they just put that together with some, it's got that tongue and groove cut, whatever they call that, and then some 8" plywood right there. Real nice, put together with a staple, looks like. But whatever that's called, it goes up on the top like that. Oh yeah, see, everything's in square. And but there's that thing, and then a top. And so and it came. If you remember, when we opened this thing up, this was in there, already built together. So you know, like what, 2.5 by, it's that kind of wood, and then it's got a cutout right there for the end piece. Plywood at the top and aluminum, then white aluminum top stapled together. And then this right here go up on top of it. I mean, I know how they work and all that. Okay, at this point, see, I fit pretty good there. Yeah, I think that fit decent. And at this point, you would put a brick on top of it right there for, you know, we gonna paint this. Oh yeah, we gonna paint this thing. I think we may go for that painted lady look on it. I think that's what we're gonna do. You know, with the filigree curly Q woodworking. You know, I don't see no reason not to put a couple of moldings up there, you know, make it look pretty. I'm just saying. And you know, to put an end, I guess, to put an end on this video, this came with it. It's right here. They load that in the box right there. And it's 2 pieces of wood there with a hole cut in it and a jar lid in it. And I was looking, it's a feeder thing to go with this is what it is. And I was looking for a jar to go in there, which I did find that right there. And just as I was wiping it down there, I noticed that jar come from Humboldt, Tennessee. And that's a reason, call it a coincidence. Yeah, thunder, quite pleasing, quite really nice. But yeah, I got honey in this jar. That was a gift. And it had comb in it right there. It was really good, I'll tell you that. But you put sugar water in there evidently, and it's a bee feeder. I think they need this for some reason, and it was in the thing. So I've got it if the need arises. She said if you're gonna put that beehive together, you should at least tell them about it. So I got some wood glue right there, and this is the last two of these frames that I got to put together. And let me go on record here on the get-go that this is the first beehive I've ever put together. I'm not educated. I'm not trained in beehive assembly or nothing like that. It's first time, and she said, well, if you're going to do it, you might as well tell them about it, so. It seems to be interest to someone, the process, I guess, and but I will say something on the get-go. She said, well, you ought to. You ain't said nothing yet. Been beating around the bush, doing this and that, and ain't said nothing about assembling this thing. But it's these things right here. Now, that right there's done throw the... Boy, I'm glad I got that Camry rolling. Because I'm not sure about that. Boy, that's going to be a question that I can't answer. So, I mean, I'll have to ask somebody else about that. You can see that I'm wondering about this. Because it's one of those things. Let's go on a side trip from whatever else it is I do. I ordered this on the internet. Bought it. Didn't cost very much. It's a Beehive Kit. I think it's 10 frame. When I got this kit, it was as good. It's as good as I can imagine. I'm gonna go ahead and put this together. And there ain't much instructions, one page and a little bit more, but you don't need any instructions. Here it is. There's no name of the company or nothing on there. It's just two generic words. But what has, and I don't know what to do here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it together, and then I'll deal with it later. You know what I mean? I'm not going to stop at this point right here with something like this. But what's come up on me is that I'm putting these together. This is the last two, and I've not been, I didn't notice that until now. But these side pieces, it goes down through here like this. There's some of them that ain't drilled. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 I can see on this side. They got no holes in the side. Okay, the other ones, this has 4 in it. Each one of the long ones, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna put them together. I'm gonna put the blanks together because there's nowhere in the paperwork here that tells you what to do. You're kind of on your own. But I mean, you can look at the thing. It's one of those things you can't put it together any way except right. You know what I mean? If you get this wrong, Lord, you're gonna need help in life. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it out loud. It may not be politically incorrect or not, or correct or anything like that, but you know, you can't put that on wrong. Either way you put it, and you can't put this on wrong. You know, and you can't put this on wrong. It won't fit in there. So. You know what I mean? This is good. So, and the way the joints are made, it's very strong. It's got a key and a thing right there. But you know, when you're working with it, the way I found out it, that's just my observations on the first. And I may doing it in don't take no notes. I may be doing this entirely wrong, but it does have some written instructions there that you can read, and I don't think you need to, but I'm gonna put a nail in there as per the instructions, I think. And you just line everything up like that. I mean, that's a perfect fit. You could put a clamp on it, it wouldn't be no better. And then you just drive. It's 18 gauge. That's what the instructions said over there, and I followed it right on through. I don't even think you would have to pound it with the 2x4. I think you could just be ready to nail like that, but I feel more better to hit it. But you know, when you're putting something this together there by yourself, you come up on them problems like, did they just miss that? You know what I mean? Was they supposed to drill a hole in there and they missed it? Yeah, leave a comment. No. I'm going to need to know that. Should I have holes in the end of these like these others is? See, that's a comparison. And they want you, there's 2 more nails got to go in there, right down this way right here. And what I like to do, it's working for me on this. If I was to build another, I'd do the same thing. But you can eyesight this piece down here and this piece up here, and they're of a good enough length. If you eyesight down through there, you can see a twist, and you can adjust it by tweaking it like this, and then you look back down there again. Okay, see, that's pretty much by eyesight perfect. So, and at this point, then I will go ahead and put that other nail in there. I kind of deducted this on my own. In that way, and they do talk about this in that instructions in there, that see, if you put that nail in there when that's loaded with honey and you pull her up out of there, that won't let it pull out. You know, it's going this way here as opposed to this and up here going this way to hold it in that way. But and then you check that for squareness again, that's within tolerance, and you know, we got one more to do, and then we'll be done with that project. Let's get us up a little air there. And then at that point, you have to make the decision if you're going to use this plastic foundation or not. And I really don't care for it at all. But, you know, once you decide that you're going to use this plastic, then I'm going to set that aside over to set that glue up. But once you decide you're going to do that, that just goes in there like that, and then you snap it into the bottom down there with a slight twist. Goes right in there easily. Oh, I pushed it all the way through. That's how easy it is. You have to stop me wait. So, you know, that's an assembled frame right there. You know, best I can. And there's another question. Another question has arose. Is in these plastic frames here. See, all it says about that, I'm going to read this to you. Well, you're going to get some good info here. After the wood glue is dried, place one edge of plastic foundation into the groove on the inside frames, bending the formation slightly, push it into the frame until it snaps in place. Okay, And it tells you about some warm water to soften the wood if you need to. But it don't tell you nothing about this. The corner of this plastic foundation has some perforations down there, a bunch of little holes right there. It would be real easy to snap that off. And I think that was the intentions of that. My question is, you don't know that with this kit. There's no info there. You have to do some additional. But should I snap that off, you know, so the bees can travel around or something, you know what I mean? Do you snap that off? Leave a comment. Yeah. And I'm like I say, I probably won't use this. I'd rather have a wax foundation, you know what I mean? Let's put them in that hive body. Oh yeah, we'll be all right there. We get some paint on this one. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. You know, once you get that grinder out, you know, once you get that grinder on something, you know, it's gonna fit, you know. This paint right here, that's the good stuff. Look at that. Boy, it's got some pigments in that right there. Man, it costed a lot of money too. But you know what? You know what? I'll tell you what, I made up for it. The money I spent on the paint inside the can right there, I saved on this brush right here. That's one of them Harbor Freight 1 inch. You know, you buy the whole box of them over there for like some amount of money. And but we're gonna paint this beehive this color. It's gonna work all right. We'll add something to this. Oh, there's one of them. That's them hog hair brushes, I think. It's a bristle made in Indonesia, of no other place in the world. You know, you would think that here in America we could make a paintbrush like that right there with that hog hair in there that was, well, it may not be hog hair, it may be something else. But whatever it is, you would think we could make that and sell it cheaper than they did over in Indonesia. You know, just simple deduction. You know, man. That's all I'm going to say about that. Wow. Yeah, okay, see, I was being real still right there when I come across through there like that to draw that line out right there, up there close to that piece of linen. And the best I could, to be honest with you about it, I got some on there, so, you know, the next coat I'll try to even it out if I can. But if I don't think the bee is going to hold. I don't think that bee that lives in this house is going to hold that little bad paint job here. This is not too good, but it is good paint, high quality. I had to go buy that, but and saving money on the brush, but and I think I can paint a lot of items out of that. I think it was a good buy in the long run on account of quality of the paint. I mean, this ain't Harbor Freight paint, but you know, I mean, you can put high quality paint on an object. I mean, it's serving. Well, you know, if I was doing a tool review on this brush right here, you know, I'd give it a thumbs up because it's handling this job right here perfectly. You know, I don't think it calls for any other. I mean, you do have your mechanic that would definitely not stoop to this grade of brush. After spending the loot on that high-priced paint. Oh yeah, y'all want to see it? So I'm concerned, should I paint this bottom down here or leave that bare wood, because I'm not going to paint it right now. I'm gonna leave it bare wood on that account. She said, you know, the one on the right in the middle, she said, it's not about no beehive, is it? I said, nah, not really. You know. Get a big rock to put on that lid there to keep the wind from blowing it off. That's one of them bee houses right there.